There are moments in life when someone you care about begins to grow quiet. They don't disappear all at once, but something about them starts to fade, like the light slipping through the trees at the end of the day. At first, it's not even a thought, just a feeling. A quiet sense that something steady has gone missing. Something warm. Something familiar. And even if they haven't said a word, something inside you begins to ache. We don't often speak about this kind of ache, the one that comes not from a fight or a rejection, but from absence. From someone slowly stepping back, not to hurt you, but to create space. A space that makes you notice. A space that gently says, "Look again. See me for who I really am." In the Bhagavad Gita, there's a verse that often goes unnoticed. Krishna says, "I am not manifest to everyone. Being covered by Yoga Maya, I am not seen by all." It's a quiet line, but within it lies something profound. Krishna isn't always visible, not always obvious, not always present in the ways we expect. Even the divine, with all its love and power, sometimes chooses to disappear. But not to punish, not to abandon. He withdraws so that we may feel the longing again, so that we remember what we once forgot to appreciate. Because something sacred happens when presence becomes rare. You begin to pay attention in a different way. You remember how his words felt when you were confused. You remember how his calm steadied you when nothing else made sense. And you remember how natural everything felt when he was near, and how strange it now feels without him. This is not distance out of anger. It's distance guided by wisdom. It's like the way a teacher steps back, not because they don't care, but because they see that you are finally ready to discover something for yourself. We often forget this. When someone is always present, always checking in, always available, we begin to take it for granted. We stop noticing. We stop listening deeply. We stop wondering who they really are. And so, sometimes, the divine pulls away. Not because it is gone, but because the silence helps us see. Think about your own life for a moment. Has someone ever stepped back quietly, and only then did you realize how much they meant to you? Maybe it was a friend who used to send you messages every morning. Maybe it was a parent whose quiet support you once assumed would always be there. Or maybe it was a partner whose silence now feels heavier than any words. And in that space, something changes. You don't just feel sadness. You feel clarity. Because longing has a way of removing the noise. It helps you see what really matters. And that's what Krishna knows so well, that longing is not a weakness. It is the heart remembering what is truly important. He steps back, not to hide, but to awaken something deeper within us. Because constant closeness can sometimes make us numb. But distance, when we allow it, can open our eyes. There is a kind of respect that grows only in silence. A reverence that deepens when we are given space to feel it. And there's something powerful about mystery. When something precious is just beyond reach, it makes us reach for it with sincerity. That's why true wisdom doesn't always speak. It doesn't always show itself right away. It waits. It waits for you to come closer on your own. It allows you to miss it, to long for it, to grow into the understanding of what it meant. And when you are finally quiet enough, when the noise inside you fades, you see clearly that Krishna was never far. He was just letting you notice. Letting you feel the difference between presence and noise, between attention and awareness, between being near and being seen. And in that space, something sacred shifts. You begin to see with different eyes. You begin to speak with different words. You begin to love with a heart that has learned to honor what once felt constant. So if there's someone in your life right now who seems more distant, someone whose presence once felt steady, but now feels far, take a moment. Before you try to fill the silence, sit with it. Let it teach you something. Let it sharpen your understanding. Because Krishna showed us this truth with so much grace, that distance is not always a loss. Sometimes, it's how love returns to our awareness. Sometimes, it's how we remember to respect what we once assumed would always be there. And sometimes, it's the only way we truly learn to see.